And finally, we cannot let down the refugees that we know will be pouring out of Afghanistan. Now, the debate on refugees in the British Parliament is sometimes a little complex, sometimes a little difficult. Sometimes people have more to say about the burden of refugees than our moral responsibility to refugees. But as someone who was in this House 20 years ago when we voted on an adjournment for this military intervention, we have an extraordinary moral responsibility to these refugees. We have a responsibility to towns and cities all over this country, in Scotland, who may well need more support from government, more finance from government, but we cannot let down those refugees. Our political and moral responsibility is too great. So it's been tragic to see the chaos of the Taliban takeover. But if we do the right thing by our veterans, the right thing by the Afghan people, and the right thing by refugees, we can at least, as a country, know that we have followed on from the initiative we took 20 years ago to intervene in that region in order to bear down on terrorism and disorder. I didn't vote for the intervention in Afghanistan 20 years ago. I'm afraid it was foreseeable that it would end like this. But it is not inevitable that we as a country, that this as a parliament, will not do the right thing. So I urge colleagues on both sides of the House to address the important issues that have been raised today so we can go forward in pride and in confidence of our own understanding of our moral responsibility.
Mr. Speaker, I will.
The government of this kingdom to be overthrown by a wicked and brutal regime. I venture that he would want a leading role in the resistance. He wouldn't be queuing at the airport, would he?
When I was Director of Public Prosecutions, I had some of my prosecutors in Afghanistan at huge risk working on counter-terrorism with other brave souls there. So I won't take that from him or anybody else.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just absolutely sick to death of listening about Afghanistan. I'm just fed up with these people. They don't defend themselves. They expect us to do everything for them. I mean, if you was at war and you thought, well, if we lose that country, it doesn't matter because we can all move into theirs. It's just they need to stand up for themselves. I've not heard of one single shot being fired in defence of them. Not one.
No. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because they hadn't been paid any money for a very long time, and they also didn't feel, obviously, that they could win.
I know, that's irrelevant. It's their country. They should be doing what they can. If your women, your wife and your children was going to be hung from the nearest street lamppost, like everyone keeps telling us, you would do something about it.
Well, they're not hanging the women. They just tell them not to go out in the street.
Oh, they're hanging the men then, whatever. It's the same there. So and to me, there's no proof of that. There is no actual proof. We've got these photos. These could have been taken from last time when they did it all, when they all run off the first time. So and they keep saying, oh, we owe them this, we owe them that. We owe them nothing.
Well, we don't. We do. You would at least, I presume, Mick, agree that we owe the people that worked with our forces something.
Oh, them ones, yes, I do. Sorry, them ones I do. But the others, we don't own them a thing. You ask the troops who lost their legs, all the families where people killed over there. That's our dues. We paid them. We sent people out there who've died. That's our dues for them. We owe them nothing else.
Okay.
Get on with looking after your own country. We don't need you. And the other quick thing is, you keep saying, well, we wouldn't have the backing of the people to send the troops back out there. Who's gave them the backing that we want 20,000 coming in over here? Nobody. Nobody's interested. We don't want them. That's it.
Okay.
Simple as.
All right. Mick in Bromley, making a very strong case, does not think we have any moral obligation to anyone in Afghanistan. And he will be somebody whose view is very much resonated with lots of other people in this country. It doesn't make him a bad guy. It doesn't make him a racist. He, quite frankly, has said we have an obligation to the people who we used to help us in the time of need when the British forces were in Afghanistan. And I totally agree. I'm